you know how Chuck Grassley came out and said, he's a Republican from Iowa, said, hey, you know what, they're going to pull the plug on grandma, basically backing up Palin and her nonsense talk on death panels. It's an incredibly irresponsible thing to do. Of course, the Obama administration, being the softies that they are, said, oh, no, we're going to continue to talk to Chuck Grassley. Now, if Obama had said, you know what, Chuck Grassley wants to kill your grandma, Chuck Grassley and the Republicans would have gone ballistic. They would have gone nuclear. They was, look at this lack of civility, et cetera, right? They would have ended all talk. Now, Grassley comes out, basically bitch slaps Obama, says, you're going to kill grandmas across the country. And what does Obama say? He says, oh, no, yes, sir. We're going to talk again. Well, I'm going to continue to talk to this guy. Now, all of that wouldn't have bothered me because I know how Obama rolls, and maybe he's smarter than I am, and maybe that's the better approach. What bothers me is, in that all-important finance committee, they just took out the provision on end-of-life consultations with doctors. The one that has absolutely nothing to do with quote-unquote death panels or pulling the plug on grandma or euthanasia or or any of the lies that the Republicans have been telling. It just is very simple. If you would like to, Medicare will pay for a doctor to talk to you about your options for end-of-life decisions that you make and only you make. They just pulled that. And everybody, every sensible person was in favor of that provision. The American Medical Association said they love that provision. Even the healthcare companies, they said, look, sure, great, no problem, we're in. Republican Senators Isaacson and Collins and Lugar were the ones who introduced it in the Senate. But it has been pulled as a concession to the stupid people in this country, to the morons who do not care about the facts. They say, I don't care what the bill says, I don't care what the facts are, I don't care who introduced it, I don't care who's in favor of it, they're going to kill grandma. And we just conceded to those blithering idiots. Now, I'm not comfortable with these concessions to stupidity. That is not how our system should be run. And it shows on the part of the Democrats, and if Obama's in favor of it, on the part of Obama, fundamental weakness. Somebody spits in your eye and says, hey, you know what? I'm going to manipulate you. I'm going to say you kill people, that you have the worst intentions, that you're evil, and then you will bow down to me. And you do. Whew. That's not how I roll. That's not how I'd play it. And if the Democrats continue to play it that way, well, either they're pathetically weak or they never really had their hearts in it. They never really cared about any of this. And this is all smokes and mirrors. And it's a game that was fixed from the get-go. But this concession to the truly stupid people in our country is unacceptable. Anybody who has faith that the Finance Committee is going to come up with a decent bill, well, you don't know a thing about politics. You don't know word one about politics. That Finance Committee is the amalgamation of all the sellouts, corporate whores, and, guys who get paid by the lobbyists, and all the worst things about Washington are that Finance Committee. So, and that's the version of the bill we're going to support. That's the version of the bill that's going to be health care reform. If that's the case, they're playing us for suckers. And I'm not going to have it. I'll tell you what. I mean, what I do might not be relevant, but if it's really the Finance Committee version and they're going to try to say that that's the health care reform that we were promised during the election and why we voted for Obama and all those Democrats, I say, hell no. Hell no, man. Vote no, vote no, vote no, vote no. And if they say we killed healthcare reform, F them. Who cares? Okay? That ain't reform. I'm not voting for something that ain't reform. No way. Okay? And next time when we come at them with single payer. Oh, you didn't like this version? Well, all right, I got another version for you. It's called single payer. And shove it down their throats.